Hello everyone. In this tutorial, I will discuss the do-while statement of the Java programming language. Basically, this statement is used to execute statements repeatedly while the condition is evaluated as true. But before we begin our discussion, please support the channel by clicking on the subscribe button and hit also the notification bell so that you will be notified with all the new videos that I'm going to upload in this channel. And so we have this what we call do-while statement. Like I said a while ago, it is a looping statement of the Java programming language. Actually, there are three. We have the for statement, the while statement, and this time the do-while statement. I have already a video of those two, the for statement and the while statement. Please do watch those videos so that you will have a better idea of what is a looping statement. Okay, so those are two different looping statements, and so this one is the third one. So basically, the concept there is similar to this, just this time we are going to use the do-while statement. So actually, you can use any of the three looping statements, and so based on a given problem, you can select which one is the right looping statements for your problem. And so here I'm going to discuss the do-while statement, and it has the following syntax right over here. So you will have here the do and then open and close curly bracket somewhere here. This is the close curly bracket here. Inside the open and close curly bracket will be the code block, which means the statements or statement that you will or it will repeatedly execute. So something like that. So you can place here conditional statements, loop statements as well, or mathematical statements, or any expression that you require to be executed repeatedly. So you can place those here, and then it will do those repeatedly whenever the condition here is true. So when the condition here is true, it will always go back to the loop here and go down and process again the code block. The moment this condition is false, it will get out of the loop and it will just come down right after the while condition, right here, somewhere here. So that will be the end of the loop. Okay, again, just like in the for statement and the while statement, you can also use the break inside the code block and also the continue. Right? So again, in those video, I discussed already what this break and what is this continue. All right. So let's put into action our do-while statement right over here. So again, just like the previous loop statements that I already discussed, let's say I'm going to print the hello world 3 times using the do-while statement. So for instance, I will have a variable here that is equal to 1. So I'm just going to say do right here. There you go. So automatically, NetBeans will provide the closing curly bracket. All I need to do is to put my condition. So I'm going to print the hello world 3 times. So until, so something like this. So inside the code block, I'm going to say my counter. Don't forget always your counter. System.out.println. So let's say I'm going to say here hello world. There you go. So I'm going to run now. There you go. So we have here the hello world. And so once again, the importance of the update here, x++, you have to increase this so that you will meet the end of the looping statement. Because if you miss this, it will never stop going into the loop. And so you will have an infinite looping. It will never stop. So this one is important. Like I said, it is not always +1. Sometimes it is -1 depending on your problem or the problem that you will solve. And so something like that. Sometimes it is +2 or +3. Again, depending on the requirement of the problem. But here in this case, I would just like to make it to count as +1. So just increment by 1. So it's something like that. Okay, so system.out.println hello world, it will be executed 3 times. Okay, so let's have another example wherein I will have something like, based on this one, I will print numbers 1 to 5. Let's say, for instance, so let's have another program. Let's say int x again is equal to 1. I'm just going to print numbers 1 to 5. So basically it's the same. I'm just going to copy this and paste it there. So this time it is 5, but numbers 1 to 5. So I'm just going to say here x. So I'm just going to print the x. Initially it is 1, and then I will just print 1 right here, increase it by 1, then the condition x less than equal 5, that will be true, and so it will go up again here. Alright, and then it will print this time 2, so +1, it will become 3, so 3 less than equal 5, that will be yes again, and so it's like that. There you go, we have here the numbers 1 to 5. Alright, so it's going to be like that. So again, just like the while statement here, this is the syntax of the while statement. The difference between the two is that in the while statement, it will test first the condition before it will go to the code block. Here, it's a bit different because here, using the do while, it will do first, initially, at least once, it will execute the code block before it will test. Basically, that's the only difference. So once again, it depends on the requirements of the problem. You may use the while statement or the do while statement. So it is up to you as a programmer which one you would like to use, right? So that's how it is. And so let's have another one. This time I'm going to print 5 numbers from 5 to 1. Okay, so let's have it. So basically, I'm just going to copy the same code, just this time. Alright, sir, there you go. So this time I'm going to start at 5. System.out, that will be 5. And so I'm going to say -1. And so I'm going to say here greater equal 1. So when I run this one, I should get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so let's try to run. And so there it is, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so as simple as that. So again, you make sure that you have your initial value, and then you make sure also inside the loop you will have your counter or your update for your counter, which is x, and make sure that your condition is correct. So in this case, it means as long as the x is greater or equal to 1, it will keep on going to line number 10, which is the start of the loop, something like that, and then it will execute the code block inside. So something like that. All right, so let us use again the break here. When it reaches the 3, it will stop. When x is equal to 3, it will stop. So I'm just going to say if x is equal 3, then I'm going to say break, semicolon. Okay, so because break will just simply discontinue the loop. It means it will go now immediately to 15. When the break is executed, so it will go to 15. So when x is 3, break, that means go to 15. That's how it will work. Now, so I'm going to run now. So as you can see, 5, 4. So because when it reaches 3, we want to exit the loop. So meaning to say, when it exits the loop, it will go here immediately, 15. So it will not execute this, it will not execute this as well. Okay, so that is break. Now this time, let's continue, or let us use the continue here. So for instance, if I reach 3, when x is 3, I will just omit it. I will not print it. Okay, so meaning to say, what we want to do is I'm going to print the numbers 5, 4, 2, 1 without the 3. So the condition there is that when the x is equal to 3, that means I will just simply continue, because continue means it will loop immediately. So it will return immediately to the start of the loop, which is line number 10. So the statements after the continue will no longer be executed. So something like that. So I'm going to say here, so instead of break, I will just say continue like this. Here I'm going to say x minus minus semicolon. Alright, so meaning to say when x is equal to 3, alright, so it will execute this and then it will execute this. This is continue. That means it will go directly to 10. It will immediately go back to the loop. So that is the purpose of the continue. So meaning to say the statements here will not be executed, but it will still go back to the loop because x is just 3. So 3 is greater equal 1, so that will be true, so it will return to 10. And so therefore, the 3, again, the 3 will not be executed. So let us run it. There you go. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the 3 will not be printed. No, that is what I meant a while ago. So 3 will not be printed because when it is 3, just decrease by 1 and continue, which will mean it will go to line number 10 immediately. It will not execute this and it will not execute that. Okay, so as simple as that. That's how we use the do while statement. So basically it's the same with the while statement. The only difference is that here in the do while, it will execute at least once the code block here, while the while statement, it needs to be tested first, evaluated first, before it can come inside. It will only come inside the code block if the condition here is true. So that is the while statement. Alright, so that's the difference between the two. I hope you understand it very easily. And so that will be the end of my video, and I'll see you on the next one.